Thank you for joining the Triumphant Magazine show. This is Teresa Jordan, and I am the publisher and also the founder of Triumphant Magazine. We believe in focusing on those that are doing extraordinary things locally as well as globally. And this month, we are focusing on Women's History Month. And today, we have in front of us one of the women that is a woman of worth. And the young lady's name is Carolyn Sanders-James. So at this time, Carolyn, could you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Hello, my name is Carolyn Sanders-James, and I'm originally was born in South Carolina, of 9 siblings, my mom and dad, who were hard workers and making sure that the children get the things that's needed.
Yes.
I left South Carolina at an early age, went to New York to spend time with my aunt, and finally lived there and graduated from high school there as well, and college.
Wow.
And from there, working with city government and branching out, working for several mayors.
Wow.
And I retired in 2012.
Oh,
And moved back to Florida.
Okay, so you said you retired in 2012?
Yes.
And 9 siblings. Wow. I know you have a lot of great stories to share with us.
Oh yeah, great stories. Yeah.
Awesome. So can you tell us about the latest book that you recently authored?
Yes, the latest book that I authored was House on Maxey Street. It's the house that I was born in.
Yes, there we go. Oh, that's beautiful.
And it tells the story, it understands marriage and families unit as a child experience, childhood, their adulthood, through their career decisions, personal relationship, mental health. And this book examines exact role of how my mom and dad balance work and family for the betterment of their children and their future success.
What a blessing. Now, if you want to read like a page or something or a little bit of it, just for the audience to know what they can expect and anticipate when they buy your book.
Sure.
Yes.
One day, Ruben and Joseph were introduced to one another on Maxey Street by a family member. A year later, they got married and they began to have children. 2 years later, Ruben and Joseph would eventually have 9 children. They live in a big white house with a large front porch surrounded by many flowers and trees.
Wow, that's pretty good, because we get to actually be in your position and see how it feels to be in that house on Maxey Street. What a blessing. What a blessing. Yeah. And thank you so much for taking the time to give us a snippet of what we can anticipate receiving.
Sure.
From the house on Maxey Street. So thank you. Have you been back there lately?
I go back once every 2 months. Go back because I do have my siblings. They're still there. Okay. So I'm like the oldest girl. I'm like the sister mom.
Wow.
Of the family. Yeah.
Wow, what a
blessing. My parents are deceased, so the oldest girl. I'm the sister mom, they call me.
You're responsible for keeping the family together.
Yeah, absolutely, I'm the glue.
That's it, the glue, the fists, and everything else.
Absolutely.
Well, awesome. So thank you so much for sharing that. Mm-hmm. And when you're not writing, what else do you enjoy doing?
I volunteer. I'm a volunteer at Bethune-Cookman University. Okay. I volunteer at the home itself, and I do gardening, and I travel a lot.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. And then tell us about some of the challenges that you faced these past 2 years, and how did you overcome those challenges?
The challenges I've had, I challenge, well, actually, when you have friends that's 20 and 30 years or more, or family members, and when they die, deceased, and it's
Yeah,
heartbreaking.
it
So you
is.
kind of like pray and ask God to like help you along the way, because you miss them. You
Absolutely.
miss.
Absolutely. And I definitely could understand that. So what advice would you give to somebody else that may be also encountering that right now in their life?
You pray and ask God to help you along the way.
Yes.
Um, and it's great memories, things
Mhm.
that you shared, with them. You have your little secrets and things of
Yes.
that nature. And so that's where you feel good within yourself.
Absolutely. I love it. Great advice to give to someone. So thank you for sharing that.
Mhm.
Now, the other question that we have is, how did you pivot during the pandemic when it came to your books, family, and even yourself?
Well, I talked to a lot of family members of being very careful, wear your mask,
Yes.
be careful of your surroundings, stay away from crowds. And when it came time for taking the shots itself,
Yes.
um, take your shots, take your booster.
That's
And
it.
I created like a website also,
Wow.
to reach out to my Facebook family and friends,
I
and
love it.
giving them updates of statistics on a daily basis.
I love it. So tell us about the website that you created.
Um, it's 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 what is it?
I love it.
Coronavirus, yeah, on coronavirus
I love
itself.
it. I love it because, like you said, that's a great way. And you pivot, and you also came outside of the box. You became an inventor of something for your friends and family. I love
Sure,
it. Love it.
sure.
Great. Now, what recommendations would you give to someone that has a story, but they're not certain how to put that story out to the world?
With me,
Yes.
it took a while to write up my books,
Yes.
because of my schedule in New York. But I always kept a lot of notes. I
Okay.
have planners, I have notes going back from high school up into present.
That's
So I
pretty good.
refer back to a lot of those notes. And
Okay.
if there's a thought, something that comes to my mind, I make sure I jot it down
That's a
so I won't
blessing.
forget.
That's a
So
blessing.
coming here to Florida, that's when I start putting the pieces together.
I love it. I love it. That's beautiful. Beautiful. And then your family legacy continues to live on too
Oh,
within the
yes.
story you put out
Oh,
there.
yes.
And even yours, because you carried it and then you brought it forth. So
Yes.
thank you for doing that.
Mhm.
So our next question is actually, what are some valuable lessons you have learned these past 2 years?
I learned to relax a little. I learned to listen
Yes.
more, and I give advice occasionally, and pray even more,
Yes.
and prayers are being answered.
Say that
So
again. You said the prayers are being answered.
the prayers are being answered. Yes, indeed.
I love it. I love it. I love it because in the word in the Bible it says the prayers of the righteous availeth much. And
Yes.
I'm also part of a prayer group, which is a women's group, and it's amazing that I was telling this morning because Wednesday's normally my day to pray, and I said it's amazing because like your mother prayed and your father prayed and even their parents prayed, and those prayers never expire. So it's a blessing to like how you said, see that they're being answered, and we can see it and we can feel it and hear and know that God is
Sure.
doing it for us. And the front scenes as well as the back scenes. So that's a blessing.
Absolutely.
It's a
Yes.
blessing. So thank you for sharing that with us. Now, do you have any additional projects you're working on as far as 2022?
Well, I just completed a free food library.
Oh, Oh,
Yeah,
love it.
in Port Orange. This is the first free food library
Okay.
that's built in the Freemanville area of Port Orange. Back in the year of 1846,
Oh,
you
wow.
had a gentleman by the name of Hawkins who came to the settlement here, and
Okay.
he brought 500 free, Afro-Americans to that
Wow.
particular area.
What a
And
blessing.
so every year they celebrate Freemanville on February 8th.
Okay.
So I went year before last and visit the church itself, which
Okay.
is the only piece of land that's actually in the area itself. So I
Wow.
created like a free food library
What a
because
blessing.
it's needed in that particular area. Like I have a lot of people that comes in and they donate food as
What a
well.
blessing.
And people who are in need, they go there and, get the kinds of food that they need. Canned goods or dry goods, toiletries, toothpaste, all
Wow.
kinds of stuff, that they need.
Wow, that's pretty
And
good.
that's doing very good.
And that's your baby.
Yeah, that's my baby.
What a blessing. What a blessing.
And created a butterfly garden as well.
Oh, a
So,
butterfly
yeah,
garden?
the first butterfly garden in Port Orange. Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's
that's
pretty
going right.
cool.
And a lot of school kids go there. And on each aisle, we explain the different process and
Okay.
also the different stages
Oh,
of a
wow.
butterfly.
That's beautiful. So
Yeah.
like if we want to go there. Is there like a certain address for both places that you
Yeah,
mentioned?
it's the Port Orange Children Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have the address by any chance?
I can give it, it's right off Spruce Street, but I
Okay.
can text you actually the exact address.
And we'll add
And
it.
we have like a house that's built,
Oh,
and we have milkweeds also, different plants, and they're itemized, the plants, so you know exactly which plant is which.
what a
And
blessing.
the house itself, there's a butterfly cage that we built
Wow.
where
Built
we
this.
did the caterpillar and we put it inside, and then you see the different stages. And sometime when we go there, the butterfly has it's reached its stages, and we teach the children and tell them and release them. So they're
Wow.
quite impressed.
That I'm already impressed. I want to go. What are the operating hours there?
Well, with the park itself, it's from morning to dusk.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I'm gonna have to go there. That's
Oh
beautiful.
yeah, it's interesting. We just did a cleanup recently with all the leaves.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So it's looking much better.
Okay, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
That's a great place to go. And hey, I'm fascinated with butterflies anyway, but like
Me
you said, to be
too.
able to see the different stages with them
Absolutely.
is
Yeah.
awesome. And to know that you have your hands in it, you're doing
Oh yeah.
significant things out there. So
Oh yeah.
thank you for doing that. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now, what are some misconceptions people may have when it comes to writing books?
Procrastination,
Yes.
fantasizing, talking about they're going to do it and not be able to write itself, or how to start writing a book. And that was one of my problems
Yes.
in the beginning.
I love it. I love it. Now, what advice would you give to someone that is procrastinating, putting things off, and they're deciding I'm gonna wait till later to be able to do it?
Just drop everything and do it.
You said drop everything and just go ahead and do it.
Just drop everything and do it.
I love it.
Just make up your mind that I'm just going to do it. I'm going to put aside, and I'm going to see what's more important for me
That's it.
to do than to just not do it at all.
I love it. Great advice. Great advice. And then what are some things that people may not know about you?
Well, in my book, if they read my first book, that
Yes.
working for city government in New York City, I was there during the World Trade bombing, and
Oh,
also 9/11. I was
wow.
very helpful with that. We had to oversee the entire city operation of all
Wow.
the agencies as well. We had to choose, identify families.
Oh, my.
And what was so heartbreaking is that family is losing a loved one.
Wow. Mm.
So you're talking about Egypt Air, that was Swift Air. I was very much active with that as well.
Wow. Wow. So
So
yeah.
every year when we do 9/11, I go back to New York City and participate.
Okay. So you've been in the area where they built and everything since
Yes,
everything took place? Could you tell us a
yes.
little bit about that for somebody like myself that haven't made it there yet?
With me, I can still get that sense of smell.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
strange smell
Right.
that you get there. But the
Absolutely.
buildings are, a lot of the buildings are rebuilt back, and people are there. But my thing is that I'm not going into those buildings because of my experience with with 9/11.
Oh, I could imagine. That's something none of us will ever forget, like where we were, what we were doing. Because I remember during that time with me, I was in banking and it was I still get chills over it. So like you said, you being there firsthand and having your hands and everything,
Yeah,
I could
yeah,
imagine.
yes.
It was something else and it still is something else.
And then some of the policemen and fires, a lot of them lost their lives, but some of the
Oh,
ones that participated, like we, and you get to know who they are, and then a lot of them have, die of cancer,
oh wow.
for some reason at all, brain
Wow.
cancer or throat cancer or something.
Wow, that's
So,
serious.
and then I keep in touch with a lot of the people itself.
Wow. That's serious. Whew, my Lord. Yeah, we definitely, like you said, definitely want to always remember, like you said,
Oh
what
yeah.
took place 9/11. And even like our heart goes out with Ukraine, what they're dealing with right now.
Oh yes.
Yes,
It's
yes,
it's heartbreaking to see families separated,
yes.
mother and children going to Poland, and fathers or young or staying back to protect their country.
Wow.
And then a lot of them get killed, and some of the families may not ever see their dad
Mm,
ever again.
yeah, that give you
It's so
chills.
sad.
It is.
I
It's
don't
very,
care what color you are. I mean, it's really sad. It's
yeah,
heartbreaking.
yeah. Like you said, we're praying, definitely praying on behalf of Ukraine because how they say we are our brother's keeper and we're also our sister keeper. And if it
Absolutely,
affects one,
absolutely.
it affects all. So thank you so much for sharing it. And I know, like how you said, firsthand how the ones that are helping are the ones that will be going over there to help during these
Sure.
difficult times and
Yes.
challenging times for everybody over there.
Mhm.
So at this time, is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience today?
I think I pretty much express how I feel,
Okay, perfect.
um, and to share my some of my personal stories to the audience as well.
Okay.
So I'm okay.
Do you have like any favorite scriptures or any favorite quotes that you lean and depend on?
Let me see, what's my latest song I can tell you? But I like Corinthians. All of the Corinthians I like. Theologians, I like that as well. Um, and there's, what is the Queen's Harmony? You ever heard of the Queen's Harmony
No,
choir?
no.
Oh, they are awesome.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're awesome. I can give you the name.
Please
Uh,
do.
yeah, I mean, it's just beautiful. Just the words itself. And they were on television just recently. And I said to myself, my song of the year,
Yeah.
2022, Oh Lord, I want you to help me. And
Oh,
it's
I
sang
love
by
that.
the Queens of Harmony.
All
It's
right.
beautiful,
I'm gonna make sure I
beautiful.
look into it. The Queens
Oh
of
yeah,
Harmony.
yes.
I love it. And then one thing I want you to do for me, because I know, like how you said, you have the house on Maxey Street, but you also, what's the name of the other book that you have?
The other book,
Yes.
it's Finding My Way and Making My Mark.
Okay, lift it up so that we can see it. Pull it up. Okay. Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, perfect. Awesome. So thank you so much for sharing everything with us. And the other question that we want to know is, what's the best way for our audience to reach you?
My email, which is fine. I have no problem with that.
Okay, so if you could tell them what your email address is, please.
It's Southern, SOUTHERN.lady3 at cfl.rr.com.
Okay, and if you could just say it one more time, just to make sure
That's
they heard you.
Southern, SOUTHERN.lady3 at cfl.rr.com.
Okay, wonderful. So I definitely want to say thank you so much, Carolyn Sanders-James, for being here with us today. We're so grateful that you are indeed a woman of worth. And this month, you're going to be featured in Triumphant Magazine Special Edition. And we just want to say thank you for all the various things. You see why she's a woman of worth just by the various things that she told us today. And we expect nothing but greater things to come forth out of you. So we just want to say thank you for being on the Triumphant Magazine show today. And to our audience, we just want to say thank you for joining us. And we hope you all have a wonderful day. So take care of yourself and be blessed. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.